Like, if you're rich and have all the money you want, like, go ahead and buy brand new. Like, good for you, honestly. I wish I can buy everything brand new. But like, sometimes buying used can be better for you if you're on a budget. What's up guys, and welcome back to Ginger TV. So today I'm gonna talk to you about the dilemma that you might have when building a PC. So you're like, where should I put all my money? Should I put all my money on my graphics card? Should I put all my money on the CPU? I don't know. Should I buy a good motherboard or bad motherboard? Should I buy an okay hard drive? Or should I buy like all SSDs? I don't know. Like, you know, there's a good dilemma here that you might ask yourself, where should I put my money? But sometimes you shouldn't have this dilemma, because you can actually buy the good stuff for cheap when you buy used. And this is exactly what I did with my PC. I didn't buy everything used, but I bought some parts used, and I'm happy with this decision. Like, some parts are okay to buy used and some parts are absolutely a no-no to buy used. And today I'm gonna tell you which part are okay to buy used and which part are a no-no to buy used. So let's get right into the video. Alright, let's start with the CPU. CPU is the square thing that you buy. So the CPU is where everything gets processed. So CPU stands for Central Processing Unit, which is like where everything happens in the computer. It's like the brain of the computer, basically. So for the CPU, I would suggest you to buy it used if you know 100% it haven't been overclocked. So what overclock mean is a boosting of performance. So when you boost performance, there's usually more heat and more voltages going through the processor, which will introduce more heat. And this is not good for the CPU, because the life cycle of the CPU tells that you gotta stay at the default performance for a certain period of time. When you go beyond this default performance, you might be reducing the lifetime of the CPU. So if you don't know where the CPU comes from, it's a bit tricky to know if it has been overclocked or not. Also, when buying a CPU, be sure if you're buying an AMD CPU, which is one of the companies that make processors, be sure that the pins on the CPU, there's like 1,000 pins approximately, are not bent. If they are bent, you will have a headache, a complete headache. I've done it, to replace the pin to its right position. So I really suggest you check in the CPU, ask the owner if it has been overclocked or not. So you'll see like if he's honest or not, but I suggest you buying a new if you don't know where it comes from, or use if like you're 100% sure it's haven't been overclocked. Now let's get to part number 2, which is the motherboard. So the motherboard is where everything comes together. So it's like a human torso where I have like my arms, my legs, my head, and my yeah, I said legs, connect to each other. And so this is where all the parts come together. So I have my CPU connected to it, I have the random access memory, which is the RAM, I have my graphics card, and my storage connect to the motherboard. So the motherboard doesn't have any moving parts, so the failure rate of it is super slim. I would suggest you to also know if the CPU placed in the motherboard has been overclocked, because if it has, the motherboard will have generated more heat than it usually does, so its lifespan might be reduced a bit. So be careful to that, but usually I will suggest you go ahead and buy a high-end motherboard for cheap when you buy it used. Like, high-end motherboards sometimes have more stability, they have more features, so I would suggest you go ahead. Like, it's rare to see a failing motherboard. Usually it's the part that have moving parts or that generate a lot of heat. Now, part number 3, which I would 100% without a doubt suggest to buy used, is the RAM. The RAM, you just plug it in and it doesn't move. Like, it says in your PC, it generates a bit of heat, not a lot. Not a lot of people overclock their RAM, because like it's not something that boosts performance that much. So usually people just put it in and forget about it. So I would really suggest you to buy it used. Sometimes you can find like great deals on eBay or like Facebook Marketplace, and you can have a lot more storage than what you have planned if you bought new. So for RAM, I would suggest you go ahead and buy it used. Now for part number 4, which is storage, which is like your hard drive. This is where you put all your pictures, where you put all your information and everything. I would guarantee you to not buy it used at all. 0% of the chance buy it used. This is where everything sensitive you own will go. everything goes in here. Your pictures, your information, your credit card pictures, your passport pictures, all of this goes inside the storage, which is might be an SSD or a hard drive. And I will put an emphasis on hard drives. Never buy them used. The hard drives have a lot of moving parts. They have the disk, they have the arm that reads the disk, so they have a lot of failure rate, and like most of them will fail eventually, I guarantee you. So don't ever buy a hard drive used. And plus, like, storage price is super low now. You can have like an SSD, 1 TB SSD for maybe $150, where like 2 years back or even 3 years back, like it was 400, 300. It's crazy. Just go ahead and buy it used. Buy an SSD if you can. Go ahead and buy it new. Buy an SSD. It's important because you will see a significant speed increase because they are way faster than a regular hard drive. So for storage, never buy it used, buy it new. For part number 4, so before I start talking about part number 4, which is the power supply, I'll suggest you go ahead and buy it used, but only on one condition, and this one condition only. So if this condition doesn't apply, do not buy it. Buy it from a reputable brand. If the power supply goes down, it will go down hard. Like it will go down, okay? So buy it from a reputable brand. The brand that I personally suggest are EVGA, Corsair, Cooler Master, and Seasonic. These 4 brands are very reputable. They are quality brands. A lot of people have used them. They have good ratings everywhere. I would suggest you buying only from these 4 brands. Please don't buy a used power supply China knockoff. Don't go on Wish and buy a power supply. I beg you. The power supply it can legit get your house on fire. Like, honestly, if something goes bad with the power supply, if something like misconnects or something happens, it's serious. Don't buy a cheap off power supply, but you can buy a used one if it's from a reputable brand. Usually power supplies have low failing rate, so go ahead and buy it used, but buy it, like I've said it 100 times already, buy it from a good brand. But you can buy it used. Good brand, but used. Okay, let's go to part 5. Okay, bye. Part number 5, which is the last main part that usually people buy used, which is the graphics card. For the graphics card, again, like the CPU, it can easily be overclocked, but it has a different condition. Graphics card usually have 2 to 3 fans, which are more failing points that the CPU doesn't have. So the CPU is just a square metal with a heatsink on it, and you just plug it in and it generates heats. But the graphics card actually have moving parts, which these moving parts have life cycles. So if these life cycles have been exceeded, maybe they will stop working, or maybe they will like act up. So I would suggest you to buy it in new or used if you know they haven't been used that much. If they have been mined on, so for cryptocurrency, you have to run the graphics card for 100% of their power. So 100% power, the speed of defense is 100%, and everything on them is 100%. The life cycle of these graphics cards have been decreased tremendously. So I suggest you to not buy a graphics card that have been mined on, because you never know what's gonna happen. Like I've read some stories where graphics card have been purchased used and then 2 weeks later have been dead. So I would suggest you only buy it, again like the CPU, if you know where the source is. If not, go buy it brand new. Honestly, unboxing a graphics card, it's a great experience, so I would suggest you buy it brand new for your first one. When you get into more PC stuff and like get to know the components, maybe you can go and risk buy a used one. But also like just balance your risk reward ratio. So if you think that this graphics card is very good for the price that that person is offering for you, maybe it's worth it, but is the risk worth it? So let's say it's like 50% off, it's like a great graphics card, it will run all your games on ultra, it will be great for you, like you will never ask more than this. Maybe it's a good graphics card. Maybe it's worth the 50% off and worth the risk. But if it's like, let's say 25% off and it's it's an okay graphics card, and it will run all my game, but maybe in 2 years I need to upgrade. Maybe buy a brand new one, maybe spend a bit more with the saving that you've done from used part that you bought, and just go ahead and buy a new one. I would suggest you just balance the risk and reward ratio. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Before I leave you, one more thing on a serious note actually. If you buy something used, there's never the guarantee that comes with it. Like, the warranty might be expired, like you don't have manufacturer support, you don't have technical support. So be careful. It's never 100% safe to buy used, but some parts are safer than others, and this is the parts that I personally believe that are safer than others. Be careful, and one more thing to add is, if something is too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. No one sells a $1,000 thing for $200. Like, if the market is selling around $1,000, like plus minus 100, 150 if you're lucky, it's probably like the range of the market. So if somebody's selling like way cheaper, it should ring a bell. Like, it's either like fake, it's either not working properly and he's hiding something, or like he doesn't know what he's talking about. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, you know what to do. Go ahead and smash the like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and comment down below what type of video do you want me guys to do. I've been doing tech videos. Do you guys want me to do student videos? I can do student videos about tech. I have good ideas. So let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. So peace.